What is today? Tuesday, 9 a.m. California time. And thanks for jumping on this episode of Giant TV. Really fired up for this session. It's all about virtual events and one of my five foundational tools to build authority and engage with the right people that you want to get in front of. And everybody's online today. I'm going to jump into the virtual event strategy. You're going to love this. So let's get into this. Okay, so virtual events. What are they? Why do it? And how do you do it? Let's get into this right now. Okay, so what? So when I work with a lot of business coaches, business owners, and we're all trying to do the same thing, and that is to build authority, position ourselves as the expert in our niche, stand out, be different, be the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. I always say, my mom said that growing up. It's true. Got to make a lot of noise. And virtual events is a great way to do it. Everybody is online today, and it's just a phenomenal tool to be different than everybody else, especially if you're a business coach. You know, that industry has exploded. So let me talk about the what. So your virtual event is your show. So think about your audience. Who are you trying to get in front of? Is it CEOs? Is it high level executives? Is it, dentists? I mean, whoever you're trying to get in front of, what do they care about? What opportunities do they have? What challenges are they experiencing? What topics resonate with them? And give you an example. I was just talking to a Vistage Chair coach, very dynamic woman, and she's got her show going. We branded it, and her next show is on crypto, and she's got in the blockchain, and she's got some really dynamic speakers. She's coming on her show, and we're going to stream this, and it's going to go out everywhere. And it's a very hot topic that business owners need to know about. So that's valuable content she's delivering to her audience. And so for you, create your show. And this is where you're teaching, you're educating value, and and you're doing this show consistently. So at least monthly, you have the show, and it's a Zoom. You can Zoom this, and if you're integrated with LinkedIn events and LinkedIn Live, even more powerful to make your show work and get it out there. But it is as creative as you want it to be. The only limit to how creative your show can be is the limit of your imagination. So it could be you talking like I'm doing right now and sharing. It could be you having guests on there you're interviewing, like Aviva, the Vistage chair, who has the blockchain experts on there. So uh, it's whatever you want it to be, but it's value based for your audience. Excuse me. So why do you want to do it? So I was mentioning earlier, you want to build authority. There just is so much noise out there. Again, I'll use the coaching world, as an example. That industry has exploded over the years. Everybody is a coach or a consultant today. And so it's a crowded field. And so how do you stand out? And you know, all coaches and people like myself, and we're vying for the attention of CEOs of companies. And so, how do you stand out from everybody else to get eyeballs on your stuff, get the attention? This is a way to do it. And you want to be seen as an expert in what you're doing. And so, teaching and using virtual events to get out there and do this is a great way to make that happen. We all want to engage with people that we want to work with. Got to be constantly engaging with people, and you have to be having conversations just every single week with people that you want to network with, you want to work with. And so using virtual events to reach these people, bring them into your what I call your ecosystem of touch points, and then engaging with them, getting in conversations and getting them into the pipeline if they're a prospect. So we all need to be having engagement with people. And what I see oftentimes is that people don't have an engagement process going on. It's sort of bubblegum and toothpicks. There's no consistency with having discussions, talking to people, getting people, into the pipeline, into the sales funnel, awareness, generating interest, call to action, signing up, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is the way you do it. And then top prospects. So how do you get your top prospects inside of your touch point ecosystem? This is a way to do it. Handpick top prospects, people you want to work with. Okay, so here is how you set this up. So you have your show ready to go. You have the content, your summary, title, guests or no guests, but you've figured it all out. So you pick your date when you want to have the show and try to be consistent here. I have live shows, 2 days a week, and then bigger shows monthly. But if you're doing it at least monthly, that's a great time frame to do it. And you get people trained to know when your show is going on, and there's just consistency with it. Think of, Monday Night Football. We all know when Monday Night Football is. Monday, we know the time, we know what's going on. And when you pick a date in advance, then you can do the creative marketing for the event. So it gives you time to really get the word out and to pull people in. And this is not a massive time sucking endeavor where you got to expend a month to make these things happen. Once you do this and get it fine tuned, it's in a very large way plug and play, and you can just make this happen. But you want to pick a date and time to do it, and strategic times to do it during the day when people are watching, depending on where you are in your time zone. But I like mornings, 10 a.m.s, or kind of middle of the day, 12, 1 sort of time frame. So now you put your show together and you set up your Zoom event. So this is going to be a Zoom event, and we all know how to set up those Zoom events. Make sure when you set up your Zoom event that you require registration, because you want to collect names and email addresses, because you can get the emails then into your distribution channel where you can nurture people and pull them into your touch point. The ecosystem touch point I mentioned, this is getting emails in there so you can nurture and have email campaigns, which is another topic, very important one. Email nurture, one of the 5 foundational tools. But do that. So you set up your Zoom, you set up your LinkedIn event. So we all have this feature. Maybe you used it, maybe not. Maybe you've been invited to events. It's a phenomenal tool. LinkedIn has upgraded it recently, and they've just got a laser focus on LinkedIn events. Everybody's online today. So we get it, and you're doing these virtual events. People understand what's going on. And I'm going to show you what the event portal looks like here in a minute, but you set up your LinkedIn event and you customize it. So LinkedIn allows you to customize the LinkedIn event with banners, logos, title, summary, and it's important that you set it up the right way. So your title, think of it when you set up a LinkedIn event, the title is like an email subject line. You got to get people to open that email with a catchy subject line. There's a science behind that. Well, there's a science for LinkedIn events and the title, because it's one of the first things people are going to see when you invite them is that title. So what is that title telling them? Is it catchy? And there's a whole discussion about how to make that title pop and sizzle so people, glom onto it and take the next step and check out the event and get in there. Uh, and the summary of your LinkedIn event, this is copywriting. And there's an art form to copywriting, of course, but the summary of your LinkedIn event, LinkedIn gives you a lot of space to write a summary, should really tell a story and hype the event. So make it attractive. It's a little mini story about the value you're going to bring and why people should be there, why it's going to be a great event. So the summary of your LinkedIn event is very important. Now, the email Nurture, if you don't have an email system in place for gathering emails and nurturing people along the way, this is very important. I'll just give you this stat here is that 90% plus of the people that come into your touch points, you have a conversation with them, you're prospecting, whatever, 90% plus are not going to be short-term leads. They're going to be long-term leads for what all the reasons people are long-term leads, right? You have a conversation, you got to build rapport, get them to know, like, and trust you over time. So you're not going to slam them as a new client right away. Of course not. And that's true for the best marketing and salespeople on the planet. They're going to be long-term leads. So what do? You can't not touch them ongoing. You need to have ways to nurture your long-term leads. So you're going to have this big pipeline, and email nurture is a fantastic tool to do that if you're doing it the right way by providing value and making your emails personal and conversational. Again, another topic for another day. If you're following me, I have videos and stuff around that. Uh, but for this virtual event, you want to set up your email nurture excuse me, campaign. So let's say, you have it 3 weeks ahead of time, you picked your date. Well, now you can send out one email a week at least and hyping the event, talking about it, and doing the email thing right. So you're getting that in front of people with email, and having the Zoom link, they can go sign up there through the email nurture. Through the LinkedIn event, when you set that up, you're going to invite your first level connections through the LinkedIn event in LinkedIn. And I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. Wonderful feature. You can do some search in there in the event portal and invite industry, people related to that you're connected to for certain industries and titles and so forth, or just hand pick them. And you can bulk invite people with the LinkedIn event feature. So you can just boom, 1,000 a week you can invite and pull people in there. And I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. So the other thing is you want to set up your direct messages to your top prospects. So, you know, there are great tools to automate this and to scale this. For us and what I'm doing, we have a proprietary dashboard where we run lead generation campaigns and are thoughtfully reaching out and connecting and letting people know about the great stuff we're doing. And this is what I teach others to do, including virtual events like this. And so you've got direct messages going out basically saying, hey, I've got this great event going on. I know you love it. It's directly for you. Check it out. Boom. And that DM, you can include your LinkedIn event uh, link, and they can go there to sign up. Now, I want to say too here that if you don't have LinkedIn Live, get it. It's free. Just Google apply for LinkedIn Live and you'll see how to do it. It'll take you 5 seconds. And they're still kind of rolling it out, but they're giving it more and more quickly to people. Then you can stream these events live, which is an incredible tool. But either way, this whole process works, whether you're doing it live through Zoom without LinkedIn Live or live Zoom, and you're just doing it as a LinkedIn event where they go to your LinkedIn event and the Zoom link is the registration link. They click through the event and sign up. So, but you want to look into LinkedIn Live. So now you're going to schedule the emails with the link to Zoom, right? So the email nurture is going out, link Zoom. You're going to invite your first level connections via the event portal. And if you're not doing LinkedIn Live, then it's going to be the Zoom link gets added. If it was a LinkedIn Live, they would just go there to watch it live. And you can do a Zoom and it will stream live to LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube, which is what I'm doing right now. So it's next level. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You're going to schedule your DMs to your top prospects with the Zoom link if you're not doing LinkedIn Live. And then you're going to schedule your posts. So then you can have some posts go out to announce the event Right, because you have 3 weeks ahead of time. Schedule some posts. Hey, I'm having this great event. It goes out. Now, if you're doing a LinkedIn Live, and when you do that, you've got to have a third-party streaming app. I'm using Restream right now. And when you set up the events through Restream to stream live to LinkedIn, a post is automatically created for your LinkedIn newsfeed. So there's a whole process there that you've got to be aware of when you're streaming live. But this is the execution of it. And then sort of a next level tip here is once you have people in the LinkedIn event portal, right, because you're inviting them to this event, they get pulled in there. You see them and you can engage before, during, and after the event in the portal. It's awesome. And that LinkedIn event portal doesn't get deleted, it sticks around forever unless you delete it. So you can really do some high level engagement here. And I mentioned require Zoom registration to collect the email, and then tag strategically leading up to the event. Um, so by tagging, I mean as you're posting about the event leading up to it, you can tag in that post hot prospects. And keep this organized, do it efficiently, but if you haven't used a tagging strategy, it's a great way to make sure the right people see your content. So the follow-up, couple key points, is you send the video thanks to every sign up. So everybody that signed up, you want to send a follow-up and say, hey, thanks for being there. And you can include the link to the show, record the show, right? It's on Zoom, record it. And if you're doing it on LinkedIn as a live, it's automatically recorded. It shows up there. But either way, send a follow-up. I say send a video thanks because I have a video tool I use to send a video follow-up and say thank you to the people. But you don't have to do that, but it's sort of next level. But certainly send a follow-up saying thank you for your interest, whether they showed up or not, because not everyone's going to show up. It's the way it happens. You send the video afterwards. Hey, we had a great show. Here's the video, link. You want to record the show and repurpose it. So, like I said, record the Zoom show. Now you can repurpose it and you can send out that show if you have, edit it up or not, but you send it out to as a follow-up to people to along the way, and you have it in YouTube, right? So you can upload that video in your YouTube channel. Now you have a link to YouTube to this great piece of content, the show that you did, and you can use that over and over and send the link as you're talking to people down the road. Hey, I did a great show on exactly what we're talking about. Here's the link. It just is so strategic to have that recorded video and repurpose it. And there's other ways to repurpose a piece of content like that. I won't go into all of it right now, but think about when you do a piece of content, a show like this, record it. It keeps giving forever. And the follow-up is you want to convert to a Zoom call, right? So the follow-up is, hey, I'd love to chat with you and learn more. We had this great event, and get them on a Zoom call so you can get them in your pipeline and start building trust. Okay, here is what the event portal looks like. It's actually the Vistage Chair Viva I mentioned earlier. This is a great show that she did. She featured a real excellent speaker talking about corporate culture, had great people show up. And this is what happens here. So people get pulled into the event portal. You can see them. She had over 100 people interested in this, and just a great, great, great engagement. And what happens is, this is what happens is you can start messaging and engaging. This is the same portal, just a different screenshot of that same portal, but you can message people before, during, and after, and network and comment and really engage with your audience. And so she pulled in great people here, and this is why that event portal is so killer. And so I want to show you here. This is what I want to tell you is, before I jump off, is virtual events, as you get this going, um, is one of my 5 foundational components everybody needs in order to grow and nurture a business, especially if you're a solopreneur, a business coach, but even if you're a business, a bigger business. I'm building out multiple businesses, and some of them are bigger, some are, on the smaller side. All of them have 5 foundational elements, and it's elevated personal brand. For, if it's a business coach, you're, a single person, you're the elevated brand. If it's a bigger business, who's the figurehead? And that person can be out front and center, be the rainmaker, and you can put that personality out there that helps the whole firm. And so it's an elevated personal brand, which is really developing your brand is the seedling that grows the rest of your marketing. And then there's the selling, lead generation campaigns. We all got to do that, and you can't not sell. How are you doing lead generation? Many ways to do it, great tools to help you do it. So that's the selling. The marketing, 3, is video content marketing. Got to have a video content strategy. Clients and prospects are demanding it. Without it, you're just sitting on the bench. And so you got to figure that out. That's the content. And do you have a content strategy? Are you embracing video? Are people actually seeing your content? So that's the marketing of it. And the marketing and the selling go hand in hand, right? Because the marketing's the long game, see me, see me, see me. The selling's the short game. You're asking somebody to do something. And so that's 3. 4 is the email nurture campaigns. Mandatory, mandatory, mandatory. Collect email, get them into your distribution process, nurture. Not hard if you figure out those pieces, just got to do it. And then that's 4. 5 is virtual events. Those are the 5. Now, I want to show you this because if you want a deep dive on these 5 that I'm talking about, here's what you want to do is, I'll throw this up on the screen, is text Giant Help to that number and write that down, take a screenshot, make a note of it. But you can get a deep dive from me, and I just went hardcore into each of those pieces, and will teach you exactly how to do it, why they matter, and there's a bunch of bells and whistles I included. So text Giant Help to that number, and you'll see a deep dive on what I'm talking about. So uh, that's a wrap on this. Thanks for being here. Stay dialed in because every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. California time, I'm going live and covering different topics on businesses I'm building out, all related to help you in some way.